YouTube, what's up? Welcome to come here. Look, it's the Alveus YouTube channel manager.
It's man.
No.
I'm not in.
It's Chandler, everybody. Okay, well, you're not gonna be in the whole video, so you're gonna have to.
What's up? I can move it back.
You have to reframe me now. Anything?
That's okay.
Is there anything you want to say to them for this Q&A? Are you excited?
I love you guys, and you're epic.
Thank you for liking and subscribing in advance. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, go ahead, Chandler. Tell them.
We need to get our bread up on this channel.
Yeah.
Please sub.
You changed the staff group chat picture to a selfie? Yeah. Ew. Picture is just a selfie of Chandler in HQ. If you don't know, Alveus has recently expanded to start developing the Alveus Research and Recovery Institute, or ARRI as we're calling it, and we are starting with Mexican gray wolves and red wolves. This is very, very exciting work. ARRI has two main objectives: advancing conservation technology and species recovery, and what that means is we want to help contribute to advancing conservation technology like trackers and research and things like that to help endangered species in the wild. So we want to have a conservation technology and a research lab at ARRI, and then we also want to do species recovery. Mexican gray wolves and red wolves are critically endangered right now. There's less than 300 Mexican gray wolves left in the wild right now, and there are less than 20 red wolves left in the wild right now. It is absolutely critical that we come in here and we help these two species out because they need our help, and so that's what ARRI is for, and I'm so excited about it. It is absolutely dream conservation work. Oh, also, guys, we finished the whole Pixel Project mural in 3 days. So we had this mural, it was made up of 10,000 pixels. Every $100 donation unlocked a pixel. And you guys unlocked the entire mural, 10,000 pixels, in 3 days. And right when we finished it, everyone was like, do another one. I wanted a pixel, which is also insane and not what we expected at all. So we may be doing another one. So keep an eye out for another mural, another campaign that we will have running for a very long time. We are just beginning on funding to start developing this facility. It's going to be massive. And so in advance, we really appreciate your support, and we really appreciate your enthusiasm in wanting to raise more money because this is just so beyond any of our wildest dreams. So thank you, and look out for that. Okay, now I'm answering questions about ARRI that you guys have asked us. Here we go. Frog or Gibson on Twitter said, is there any current plans for future species or even any dream species you'd like to help at ARRI? Good question. So yes, we are starting with Mexican gray wolves and red wolves, but we don't want to stop there. The Alveus Research and Recovery Institute, we want to help lots of endangered species. I think one dream that we all have as staff here is the Egyptian vulture. That's a program we would love to get involved in with breeding in captivity and eventual release into the wild. Obviously, releasing them into the wild is a lot harder than releasing wolves into the wild in Arizona and New Mexico, but would be really, really cool to be involved in that. We've talked about programs for indigo snakes. We've talked about programs for gopher tortoises. We've talked about ocelot programs. I mean, there's lots of species that we've considered that we would love to get involved with. It's just a matter of resources and connections and need from those species in the wild. So good question. Sixpool on Instagram said, will the new wolf enclosures have sus water shape features as well? I assume that you're referring to Connor's tendency to accidentally build phallic.
They look like penises.
I assume you're referring to Connor's pattern of accidentally building phallic shaped water features in our enclosures. Will there be sus shaped water features? Not intentionally. I will tell you that right now. But also, like, the wolf dog pond is really phallic, but only because we wanted them to have a stream and a pond. And like, when you connect a stream and a pond, it just, like, that's just how it came out. So it's possible, but it's not gonna be on purpose. Shimonzu on Twitter said, considering this project is very large, I assume much of your focus will be placed on ARRI for the time being. Will the sanctuary be expecting any new ambassadors while you get ARRI set up and running, or will it continue as regular? Longtime viewer, by the way, so proud. Thank you. That's very nice. We will be continuing Alveus's operations as normal. We are currently building out bird of prey enclosures at Alveus, which is really exciting. So we're hoping to bring in birds of prey like hawks and eagles and vultures and owls. Those are all examples of birds of prey. I don't know what birds of prey we're bringing in yet, or I can't tell you. We have some ideas, but I can't tell you them yet. So we will be rescuing more animals as we are developing ARRI. So expect lots of new and exciting content at Alveus at the original facility, and then expect lots of exciting development content of ARRI at the same time. Paige, or Turn2Pages on Twitter said, will there be any parts of ARRI that will become parts of the creator collab tours? This is a great question, and I'm gonna be so honest with you. I don't know what that's gonna look like yet. Like, you guys are watching us build this in real time. Here's what I know for sure. I think that collaborators should see it because it's really important conservation work and it's freaking cool. Here's the other thing that I know. It cannot look anything like what our current collabs look like. All of the collabs that we do and all of the introductions that we do to the animal ambassadors at Alveus, they're voluntary interactions, right? Like, we care a lot about our animals only participating when they want to participate. Our animal ambassadors at Alveus, we spend so much time with them because they're all non-releasable. And because they're non-releasable, we try to spend lots of time with them, and we want them to be as comfortable around people as possible because that means that they're going to experience hopefully the least amount of stress in their lives, and they enjoy being around people, which is really important because they're going to be around people for the rest of their lives, right? So that's a very, very different approach to handling these animals under human care than what ARRI is going to be. All of the wolves that are a part of ARRI are release candidates, and so you do not want them to have positive associations with people at all. And so people won't be able to go in with them or feed them or anything like that. It'll be very hands-off and a very different feel. And we want to be really responsible about it. And I mean, streamers are there to have fun and make good content. And so I don't want to risk like streamers going down and like being loud or making jokes or scaring those animals or anything like that. It's just a very different operation. And so I don't know what that's going to look like yet. I know I just gave you a really long answer to end up telling you I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. I want them to be a part of it, but we're gonna have to figure out how to do that in an ethical, responsible, and entertaining way. That's my answer. Lizzie359 said, how will Alveus receive the carcasses for the wolves to eat? Another interesting element of this animal care that's very different from our animal care at Alveus. Release candidates are only going to be able to consume meat that they would be able to acquire on their own in the wild. We're not gonna give them beef and chicken and things like that under human care. So we need carcasses. How are we going to acquire carcasses? We hope to work with some local partners, whether that's sheriffs or local bow hunters, where we're getting recently deceased roadkill, carcasses of naturally deceased deer. Those are options. We don't know exactly, like logistically, how we're getting them yet, but we do know that we need a huge walk-in freezer, and we also need an X-ray machine, because any carcasses that come in, we have to X-ray for bullets and fragments and worst case lead, you know, stuff like that, stuff that could be really dangerous for those wolves to eat that we obviously don't want them to eat. We have to work on finding some local partners that can help us get full carcass, and that's another challenge that we are excited to figure out. Really, it's actually really unique and cool, and I'm excited to figure it out. A ways away though, we still gotta build the whole facility, so we're not quite there yet. And 619-02426 asked, what can we expect in terms of new content when the wolves get here? Great question. We want to keep you guys as involved as possible on the journey of ARRI, but also, kind of like my collab answer, it'll feel really different from Alveus content. I think a lot of it will be live cam based. The most amount possible will be live cam based because we don't want to spend extra time, unnecessary time, around release candidates. Maybe it's like that there's a live cam and like I'm in the corner and I'm watching the live cam with you guys and I'm like talking about what's happening on it and like narrating, but obviously the wolves have no idea that I'm talking over it. They're just alone with a camera that they don't even know is a camera, obviously. Maybe that's the way to do it. This is another thing. I feel like a lot of my answers are I don't know, but we're figuring this out for the first time. And so you guys will see, we want you to see as much as possible and we want to keep you as in the loop as possible, but this is another thing where we have to figure out how to do it in a very engaging, entertaining, but responsible and ethical way. I don't know. I think it'll look different, but I think it'll be really cool to watch regardless. So yes, there will be lots of content as we're growing ARRI, but also you guys are going to see so much content of the development of that site. You guys will watch us build out stuff down there, and ABI Budgie Sister said, it's a silly question, so I'm gonna word it silly. What happens if the wolves don't boink/breed/get along? It's a good question. We're applying to join these SAFE programs. SAFE stands for Saving Animals from Extinction. Those are programs that are managed by AZA, Association of Zoos and Aquariums, and also work with lots of other partners. These are critically endangered species, and so their populations that are under human care are very, very carefully managed. And if we ever got a breeding pair that did not work out, I imagine that we would work with those partners on relocating one of those individuals or both of those individuals to a facility that makes more sense for them. Ultimately, that's not really our choice. It's dependent on the people that are overseeing those programs. So if it doesn't work out, then they will go somewhere else. And then some other people have asked, what if one of those individuals is non-releasable? If any of those individuals are truly released non-releasable, or truly deemed non-releasable because of an injury or because of a habituation thing or anything that makes an animal non-releasable, then we would do our very best to place them in a permanent home or sanctuary. Halcyon Knott said, in what ways will the community be able to get involved with the rehabilitation and recovery process? Like Alveus has always operated, we're not open to the public, obviously, so you can't come visit, but you will be able to watch them on live cams 24/7, which is huge for us because we make ad revenue on those live cams. So it's a huge form of funding for us, for you guys to just sit there and watch those cameras. You guys learning about these wolves as well and changing misconceptions and teaching other people around you about wolves and why they're important is huge to our mission in helping these wolves. Public perception of wolves is really important in their conservation. It is really important in any species conservation is public perception. So you guys are contributing in that way. And then eventually one thing that's really important to me is I really want viewers to connect to these wolves the way that they connect to our ambassadors at Alveus. You guys love Winnie the Moo. You guys love Stompy. You guys love Awa. You love Akiwa. You love Abbott, etc., etc. And I want you guys to love these wolves the same way. And if and when we are able to reintroduce those wolves to the wild and we're able to bring a camera out there so you can follow their journey and witness them in the wild, I think you guys loving a wild animal that deeply is going to be huge for protecting that animal and protecting the places where that animal lives. I'm really looking forward to seeing how that connection is fostered and then you guys coming together to help protect wild places through policy, through petitions, through public pressure. I think there are going to be a lot of people that care about these individual wolves, and that's going to make a huge difference for them. And so I'm really hoping to rally people together in that way to protect wild places, not just for wolves, by the way. Another question that was asked was, why wolves? One, these are two critically endangered species, but also wolves are a keystone species, which just means that without wolves, their ecosystem would not look the same. And without some keystone species, their ecosystems would cease to thrive, period. And so it's not just wolves that we're protecting. When ecosystems have healthy wolf populations, everything else thrives under it. So it's not just wolves, it's the deer in that area, it's the rabbits, it's the birds, it's the bugs, it's the vegetation that we're protecting. And so I think getting you guys started in loving that wolf and then protecting those places to protect the wolf then protects the entire ecosystem, and how freaking cool is that? Thank you guys so much for all of your questions. They're really great. I appreciate them. If you like things like this, let us know. We can do more of these videos. Thank you guys so much for your support of this channel. Alveus is trying really hard to grow on YouTube, and Chandler's been doing a really awesome job editing. Yeah. So I hope you guys I hope you like them. Like and subscribe, leave a comment. Thank you for your support of ARRI. And look out for another Pixel Project 2.0. See you on the next one. Bye.